Yo, 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 it's BZB.
I'm Adrian.
I'm Danae.
And this is Bud
Actually,
Decent.
the
the
podcast.
podcast. We
You
are
got
gonna
it
get
right
that.
this
We're gonna
time.
get that. We are going to get
Decent.
Yes, we
Step
did.
back. What's up,
Hey
y'all? What's
y'all.
up? What's up? Thank y'all so much for tuning in for another episode. This is episode 9. And
Nice.
we just want y'all to subscribe and like and share with your friends, your favorite cousins, podcast. And yeah, all of those good things. How y'all feeling? How was y'all weekend?
Danae?
Adrian.
We're
Adrian.
both trying to do it. My weekend was good actually. I got to spend time with friends. Um, I was able to go to the Bud Billikin parade. Oh, that made me so
Bounce and break
happy.
your back.
I
You going
was
so hard
that
you
was
break your
something I've
back.
been looking forward to for like every year.
You
I'm like,
gotta
oh my God.
you gotta tell the non-locals what the Bud
Yeah,
Billikin
what is
is.
a Bud Billikin? What is that?
Oh,
Well, you know, we
Oh Lord.
international.
Oh
because I've
Lord.
done my research. So the Bud Billiken Parade for anybody listening, because we're international. So anybody listening that's not in the Chicagoland area, the Bud Billiken Parade is an annual like back to school parade that we have in Chicago every August. So fun fact, Bud Billiken was is actually that's a pseudonym for Robert Abbott, and he was the publisher of the Defender in like 1923 or something. And so Bud came from his nickname of Robert, and then Billiken is actually like a Chinese symbol that represents like a guardian angel, like a Chinese mythology or whatever, representing the guardian angel. So he's Bud, the guardian angel, but it's the Bud Billiken Parade, and it's just a good time of black people and barbecue and ice cold water and ice
Right.
cold pop. That's what this lady kept saying. Like
Yeah.
it's just a good time on King Drive, and I was out there from like 10:30 to like 3 o'clock. Like
Yeah.
it was a good time. I was really excited about it.
That's
So I did
dope.
the Bud Billiken Parade. We were at our friend's house, and we had like a brunch, real cute brunch. I made a little drink. I finally made my black 1865, which I think was the crowd favorite. Danae, do you agree?
The 1987.
See that, and
Yeah, it
that's the
was
problem, that you want to make it about you every time.
good.
But
It
so
was
we did
good. It
that.
was real good.
Thank you, thank you. We did that, and then one of my old coworkers slash friends, she had an end of summer party. And this is my Mexican family, so they had like a full like taco thing. They were making them fresh, and it was just, of
Ooh.
course, a lot of
Wow.
liquor, like music. It was a good time. So I did that at the end of Saturday, and then Sunday. Oh, I'll talk about Sunday when I give a mindful tip, but it was something else I did Sunday, but I want to talk about it with that. So I had a pretty good weekend. Pretty good weekend. What about you, Danae? Outside of hanging with me, what you did? What you did?
Well, yeah. So, I was also at the Bud Billiken Parade, but I definitely was enjoying from the balcony. Adrian was
No,
In
on
the
the
that's
front
penthouse
right.
suite.
line. Adrian was on the front line, just standing there watching. He saw every float from the beginning to the end. Um, I was in and out. I was where the brunch was and where the prosecco was,
Mm.
I know
which
that's
was
right.
inside the house. But it was really nice because, like again, like you said, this friend, she lives actually on the parade route, and so the kids were kind of able to go up and down the stairs and just be right up in front.
It
And it's a very nice, good old black time for
was.
back to school.
Yes.
Um, I'm gonna tell you, it wore me out. So when we left from the parade, I came home, I got in the shower, and I was in the bed by 7. I
Cause you
was
was
like,
putting
Oh
me out
no.
in the Uber.
I was just like, okay, Adrian, so you
So
gonna
what
come
you
up?
about to do? Girl, you can't throw me out your house.
I was in the bed, but like, and I like all evening I was in and out of sleep. Like I vaguely remember talking to my boyfriend, and I vaguely remember him bringing some food in there. I ate a piece of chicken. I lay back down, but I was just sleep for the rest of the night. That was Saturday. Sunday, oh, this was a jam packed weekend. So Sunday I went to church, and it was an outdoor service slash the church picnic. And it was a beautiful day, nice little breeze. They had nice tent set up. So we were outside and I jumped double dutch for the first time. And I look, now don't look like that.
No, girl. I mean, not that I don't think you could do it. I just, just like when I be trying to get you to play ball, you don't never want to play. You don't never want me to be like,
no.
Whatever it is.
But they had like games and stuff set up for the kids, and they had a rope. Now, let me just say that this rope was not a clothesline like what I'm used to. So the clothesline, it got a little bit of the little girth to it. They had a true rope, and so it was a little lighter than what we needed, but them kids don't know nothing about no double dutch.
So basically when
it was the grown folks playing double dutch.
Like this, you ain't get popped.
Yeah.
So when you were doing it, you didn't get popped because you gotta always like like this.
I can always get in. I could always follow the flow. I never was able to jump Irish. And this one girl was like, she was like, "Ooh, you want to try Irish?" I'm like, "Girl, I cannot do Irish."
What is Irish?
Irish is when the rope is reversed instead of turning it like this. You turn it like this.
It's all about how you get in the rope. That's very important for
Irish. I never could do it. But that was fun. And then I went to the Queens of R&B tour. That was last night. Yeah. So it was
Escape.
They were the headliners, the co-headliners, because there's some drama there. But we missed most of the openers. 702 was, I'm assuming it was 2 out of 3 members because one has passed. As we were walking up through the parking lot, 702 was doing their set. As we were inside the venue, but just kind of hitting some of the vendors, if you know what I mean.
Wink, wink.
Total was performing. They I only saw the end of Total. And I also believe there was only 2 out of the 3 of them because Pam, I think Pam had found, she found the Lord.
Go on, Pam.
And so
Pam praise him.
Pam
so Kima
and Keisha was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Maya, which Maya still looks awesome.
Amazing.
She still sounded awesome. I was really, really hoping we were gonna get a cameo from Cisco because he was in Chicago
on 71st of Jeffrey.
Yes, he was, and he didn't come though. He was at the South Shore something. Drew Hill
over east.
Drew Hill they got 15 members now.
Yeah, hey, wait, somebody said this is Drew Hill Corral. I'm crying.
Who like that Tommy Davis said, who are these niggas?
Smoke 4?
Nah.
No.
Because one of them, I can't remember who he quit on the radio station. He said, "This is my last day." And they was mad at him.
Oh, Woody. Yeah, okay. It was Woody, Nokio, Jazz, and Cisco, right?
Yeah. Okay.
They said, "Bro, you didn't have this." Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you.
I was just gonna say they was so mad because it's like, bro, we got interviews lined up, and you gonna tell us the day up at the radio station? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I think I do remember hearing. Were they on the Breakfast Club? I don't remember where it was, but Nokio, that's Angie Martinez, baby daddy. Did y'all know that?
What? Andy? So Nokio and D'Angelo.
No,
I'm sorry, not Andy. I'm thinking
wrong
about
Andy.
I'm about to say you talking about Andy Stone.
Wrong Andy. Still got my black card. That was a close one though.
Like now they got some new guys because when Woody left, now I don't know Smoke.
But y'all remember Player? Y'all remember Player?
I do remember Player.
Here's to you.
Yeah.
The dude. Okay, so two.
Yes, you do.
2 people. One of them was Static Major. He was featured on Lollipop, but he wrote so many other songs. Yeah, he passed in like 2008. But the other person, Smoke E. Diggler. Smoke is in there.
I do not know Smoke. Only Smoke
Drake,
I know is Robert.
40 and Drake sampled a song from Smoke and Static back in 2010 or something like that. It's one of my favorite. Look What You've Done. That was directly from them. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know
then
who
it's
the
like
other
a whole
13
bunch
members are though.
Yeah,
So.
I didn't.
there are new people.
I be missing everything. I did not know that it was. So that mean they got new music, or are they still doing the
Well,
classics?
I hope they doing the
tell
classics. I don't know. I
me,
don't know. Right.
tell me.
I
See, I
don't
feel
know
like when
what
they
they're
come on, you
performing.
just look at people like, let's see
You
who's
just
gonna
have
do
to
it.
do it.
You
But
have to.
also there's from what I've seen, I haven't seen Drew Hill live, but I guess Jazz has a portion, but he's seated because he is no longer as mobile as he used to be.
Oh.
And so I think he just heavy. But so he comes out because Jazz can sing, so he hits the notes and he don't do much of the dancing.
But
But
Jazz
anyway,
always been
no,
like
he is
thicker, so he's like,
Heavier.
yeah,
Mhm.
more heavy. Maya was great, and then it was the SWV Escape combination back and forth. They kind of like group songs together, like similar songs, but I think it was very apparent that SWV is the premier group. I just hate how they dress Escape, like all of the leotards.
they gonna wear a leotard. Was everybody there?
Yeah. So, one of the sisters is no longer with them. She's with us, but she's not with them. So it was Candy, Tiny, and the one that was in Meet the Browns, the play. Malay Janae Baptiste Brown. Y'all don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
In the
Who
play,
that? I don't know that sister.
that is my favorite Tyler Perry play, Meet the Browns. But she was in that.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I couldn't quote it from top to bottom.
Better
If I
than
slapped it
Family
on somebody,
Reunion?
much better. I mean, much. That's where this is your granddaddy came from.
Yeah, that is true. I was
By
about to
that
say
time
this.
I wasn't like really
Granddaddy,
Tyler Perry.
granddaddy.
Right. T.I. came out on the stage. I forget. I think it was for My Little Secret. And he just like walked out when she was singing something about a man. And he walked out on the stage. Didn't say a word. He had a double cup and just walked out the back and off to the side. It was like a little theatrics. It was part of the show. And then SWV, Coco, the mic is always on.
Always. That Tiny Desk was amazing. So if that was just a snippet.
And she sounds like she has preserved her voice in the most amazing way. Like I am just amazed by her for some reason. I don't know. But it was really good. And there was also parts where
they don't do that no more.
They don't do that no more.
I would have been so proud of them.
But Escape needs to use whoever their stylist is because I
is
think
it a beef there?
No, well, they had a show.
Right.
They had a show.
Oh, a TV show.
The TV show. And there was like, I don't know if it was just for the sake of the show where they had some back and forth about who was going to be like who was going to close the show. And so the solution is that they just alternate throughout the night. But I thought it was a really good show. I sang to the top of my lungs. DJ A1. Now he was kind of all over the place, and then because he was in Chicago, he mixed in some of the aura. And that was interesting. I can't say if I can't confirm whether or not
Can I
was
ask how do y'all feel about is that not a Chicago nigga kind of thing? Like I shouldn't say this, but I want to know like how do y'all? Because even we were at y'all 10-year beat and something, and I was looking around, I was like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Let me tell you something. Chicago DJs ain't never gonna let go of the aura.
Never.
Ain't never gonna let a Chicago DJ is not. They not finna do that.
Yeah.
They not gonna let it go.
Y'all know I went to school in Milwaukee. I felt like I was a major defender of the aura back then. And like even that early people was like, oh my God, you this. And I just couldn't. So that's a long answer to saying if it come on, I'm not cutting it off.
Okay.
but I don't
Are you telling Alexa to
often.
play it?
No, but I don't really tell Alexa to play anything. I,
You
I'm,
just going with the flow.
and it definitely just lit up.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
I
I
know
just
it's
kind of
one
go with the
somewhere near
flow.
you.
Yeah, it's one right on across the way. But yeah, if it come on, I was singing it at the concert. I would say that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
but
B.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I actually like. I mean, I like the
we
music.
grew up with
Yeah,
it.
I will say I was at South Shore Fest last year or year before, I can't remember. And the DJ, he was like, he was playing and he said, if R. Kelly ain't touch you, make some noise. And they was like,
Oh
ah! I was like, hey, yo.
no! No!
I was like, hey,
Woo!
yo, okay, you could play it, but bro, that's a little bit too much on
Whoa!
there.
That because somebody's related to somebody there that he.
And
Right.
them older people was in there like, woo, he ain't touch me, woo.
He ain't touched
I said,
me. I
hey,
did not get left off bad
yo,
and bougie.
Damn, that is
Wow.
yeah, that was
Wow.
crazy.
way to get the
But
crowd's attention.
You know,
yeah, so again, R&B Queens tour. If you guys get a chance to go on out, go see it. I was hurting this morning. Hurting this
You been
morning.
outside. You
you
was
ain't
outside 2 days
you
in
was
a
outside
row.
for real.
Who are
And you
you?
know
Is your name
that
Danae?
ain't me.
You was
So
you was
this
from
next
here to
weekend,
here.
I'm telling y'all right
That
now,
was
this
walking in the
weekend,
club.
don't ask
So you
me to
don't want
do
to
a
go to Green
thing.
Dolphin?
I am not going
Wow,
to
that's crazy.
anywhere at this
Wow, that's
moment.
crazy.
I will
Party
be
at
in
your
this
house.
song.
Wait, I'm gonna send a text after this episode. Y'all, Danae said she want to have a
Blocked.
she want to have a whole lot of brunch shit at her house.
Ah, blah.
Blocked is what will happen. Brian, what you do?
This weekend, I went to I think she turned 73-year-old birthday party.
You and these
Listen,
birthday parties.
I know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Then after that, we went to a 16-year-old's birthday party.
Come on,
So,
Wow.
oh no. Actually, I'm sorry. No, we didn't. We didn't go. We didn't go there because it was like it was too much. We did something before that first birthday party. I can't remember, but yeah. And then Sunday was cool. Went out to a restaurant after church. It was really good, really great soul food. I'll tell y'all offline because I don't want to blow up the spot.
Mhm.
I want them to flourish, but I don't want to blow up the spot though because it was no line, no wait, and the food was amazing. So
Ooh,
no
I
line,
need
no
to know.
wait is thing.
after church at a soul food
Mhm.
restaurant,
Yeah.
That
At
don't
any
happen.
restaurant, the Chinese food place you can't get in. Like it's
That
just
don't happen.
remember
I
how we
usually
used to
say
be
10
like,
minutes
okay,
for the
we're gonna
chicken
go.
fried.
It's 3 hours to
It's
get in.
gonna
What was that
exactly.
place we used to go to in Lansing all the time?
Oh, Dixie
Soul
Kitchen.
food. Dixie Kitchen.
Dixie
Yeah,
Kitchen.
Waiting forever and Hamada.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fact. Yeah. So yeah, weekend was cool, man. You know, weekend was cool. Yeah. So
Very busy weekend.
Everybody.
Okay. Well, now it's time to handle that with some
handle
mindfulness
that.
from Adrian.
I just want to
So
dab when we say that. Like handle that.
I have to introduce you. I don't know why y'all haven't. And Danae, I know you met her. I have to introduce y'all to my cousin where that come from. And when you see her, she gon' I mean, it'll be no matter what you're doing. If you like zip your color brush, she gonna be like, that's right, handle that. Like she gonna
Yeah.
say that about anything. But love her. But so this week I wanted to share something. So a friend and I went to another one of my friends and I went to a breathwork workshop. And I don't have the name. I just took the pen and put it away. But we went to a breathwork workshop, so it was a bunch of information just about like breathing, and like we know that we like you think I breathe without even thinking, like that's the thing. But like what I've learned, and I've heard it before, but like even with this workshop, is just like how are you breathing? Like, are you really taking like the deep breaths? Are you really exhaling? Like, and so then it was exercise that we did where you would inhale and exhale like and do that for 10 seconds and then at that last breath hold it and then you'll hold it for 10 seconds and then you'll release it and then you'll do that again for 20 seconds and then you'll hold it at that last one and then release it. So what that does is kind of like ground you and it kind of like if you're in a situation like me, I did not want to go to work this morning. Like I was like 2 hours late. And yeah, but I text everybody that I need to text, but I'm like, y'all know I'm always there, so I'm gonna be there. But like they know I'm here, you know, like that. So but with the breathing, it just like kind of grounds you, and like, so that's the tip I wanted to give us this week, something that I'm implementing to my life, especially after the experience on yesterday. But just breathe. And we hear that and it sounds so cliche, but like really take the time, like even when, let's say you're in a situation, and only because we talked about this last episode, with small talk, like obviously you don't want to sit there and be like, but like take a second before, because you know the question's coming to you. So before it gets there, not to like put you on blast, Danae, but you know that's just one of the things that came to mind. But just breathe. So like this week, and like Monday's been hard. It's been hard today for me or whatever. And I found myself like, and then it was like, it's not that it's like the magic thing to do, but it kind of balances you. So then now I can respond to your email, and now I can, you know what I mean? Like do whatever I need to do. So breathe, people. Let's just take a second to breathe. Like before, you know, before you take a certain phone calls, or even before you go to bed, to give yourself a chance to relax, because I don't know if it's y'all, but my mind be going. And so sometimes just breathe, and we could implement that like 10-second, 20-second rule with the inhale, exhale, in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just balance yourself, because we got to handle that. We got shit to do. So breathe, people. And that's my wellness suggestion for you and for me, for all of us this week, is just breathe. Breathe, stretch, shake, let it go.
Breathe.
You know, I got something with that. So y'all know I coach, and so we have our like pregame routine or whatever. They come out, they do some warm-ups, we go in the locker room, talk, they come back out. And I remember before our first home game last year, like sometimes I'll stand outside the door to hear like if they're focused or like what they in there talking about. And this time it was silent. So I'm like, they in there? I'm like, where they at? You know, whatever. And I tried to open the door, and one of the girls was standing like right at the door, and she like closed it real quick. She was like, we're doing our breathing exercises. And I was like,
yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, I love that.
And they do them before every game. And they just, obviously one of them leads it. I don't know who, but like that was their thing that I didn't interrupt. But I thought that was so cool. And it just made me think of that when you
see, it's y'all. We have to breathe, and I love that they're doing that. I love that.
Before a game, like meanwhile, we used to be in there listening to T.I. before the game.
They was listening to T.I. or you was listening to T.I.
No, I'm talking about when I was a player. We were not doing breathing exercises.
Too short.
Exactly.
Rubber Band Man, Wild.
Every time I hear T.I., remember, I don't know which episode, maybe it was like episode 5, and you know, you could check us out. We all on YouTube, all of our episodes and stuff. You want to refer back. But remember we were talking about with T.I. and when they told him to play one of his he told them to play
one of my hits.
And because I'm a Destiny's Child, every time it come on, I start cracking up. And in my head, I've texted y'all and said, "Yo, T.I." Like, but I see why he was mad.
Right.
Yeah, I'm the hardest around.
He wasn't even the only rapper on that song. That's like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wayne was on that song.
Wayne was also on that song.
You don't question Dwayne.
That's Dwayne.
Okay, what y'all mad about? So actually today, I do have a quick what y'all mad about, but I'm gonna hand it over to Beezy because he is mad about something.
Oh, B don't be mad about nothing. So what you mad about?
Yeah,
I'm mad.
Rarely mad.
Here's why I'm mad. I'm mad at the arbitration team at the Olympics for taking away Jordan Child's bronze medal. That's who I'm mad at. That's why I'm mad, because that's crazy.
What's the reason?
Yeah, I don't really know. I really don't know the specifics of it, but I was reading on Twitter. They said Jordan should have gave the medal to her mama, because you know, once your mama have like awards and stuff, it don't leave nowhere. It's in that cabinet forever. My mama still got my high school diploma in it, and I needed it one time. I said, "Ma, you got?" She was like, "Yeah, you could take a picture and leave it here."
What you want it for?
Exactly. What you need it for?
Like, man, this is my social security number. Like, what do you mean? What do I need it for? It's mine.
Right.
Release it.
And all mamas got that little box that they keep with all the stuff in it, all your important
If it's
stuff.
not on display,
Yeah,
for
true.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know why they're taking her medal. So gymnastics, right? Or track?
Yeah, gymnastics. It was with Simone Biles and Childs.
So she has to give it to Simone Biles.
No. She has to give it to a Romanian person, and it was something about they came too late or something. I don't know exactly what it was. Like the
Yeah, I
coach
think it
came
was
late
like
or
a
something.
timing thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Like
I
when
don't
they
know what it
arrived
was,
to
but
the event.
I think maybe her routine was beyond the time, or
Okay.
something like that. I really
That's
haven't
something.
dug deep into it.
That's something that should have happened at that particular moment, not days later, though.
Correct.
You know.
Because also, you got to take it from me. Nah. Right? Like,
They
no, I don't.
nothing but.
But I don't want to give it back. So
Yeah,
what we gonna do about it?
They had a picture of Debo. They said, "What medal?"
Right, exactly.
You want some of this, though, man?
No, it's my medal, punk.
Oh, okay. Mine's is quick. You know, I'm gonna start a hashtag. Can y'all join in my hashtag of two different worlds?
You know that
2 different worlds, right? I feel like I live a life that is, I am just living in 2 different worlds every single day, from where I work to where I live, and just kind of my experience, my
very
Black
different.
experience is not. It's just vast, right? So one of my coworkers, I now love him. I really, really do. But we live in 2 different worlds, right? He was like the other day, I don't even know what we were talking about, but we ended up talking about, his child loves Sister Act 2. And so they just like, that's his like winding it down for the night movie that he watched. You know how when you're a kid, you find a movie and you just wear it out.
Yeah,
He is wearing out Sister Act 2.
I love that though.
I know. I'm like, that's a classic now.
Yeah.
So he's the coworker of mine said, "Did you know that the mother in Sister Act 2 is the lady from Abbott Elementary?" And I said, "The Cheryl Lee Rao from theater."
Right. Did you know the woman?
He said,
I don't want to talk bad about your coworkers. I
said, excuse me. That is the original Dina Jones. Like that.
Original
you
Dream
don't,
Girls.
And you didn't make that. He was like, I never made that connection. And I was like, wait till I tell you about Loretta Devine. Like,
is he?
Yeah. What is that?
right.
Is he married?
Is
he Is he black
Palm
like
colored.
this or like this? He is a white man.
The white.
Like, yeah. But
you got to bring him to the. I told you got to bring him to the Bud Billikin parade next year. Today, you don't listen.
And I did say when I was leaving out of work on Friday, I was like, "Y'all going to the Bud?" Knowing good well they ain't going to the Bud, but 2 different worlds. Like I just, Cheryl Lee Ralph is a great over here now, and
she put up with Frank.
Moesha's stepmama. How you don't know? And I said that too. I was like, she was Moesha's mama too, and he was like, "Do you know what Moesha is?"
You know, but then they don't ever talk to him again in your life.
Exactly.
If he speaks to you, roll your eyes.
So, listeners, can y'all put in the comments your 2 different worlds? Like, if you have any experiences that are 2 different worlds, hashtag 2 different worlds.
2 different worlds.
Man.
And even if they could tell us what they're mad about, that can be another.
Yeah.
What you mad about?
To get y'all to, because we want to know. It ain't. I know we're not the only mad motor scooters around here.
Yeah.
So like, talk to us. And then the 2 different worlds. That is something. So then that mean I can text you like when I wake up for work. Because what if I think about something in my sleep?
Then write it down. And
do y'all know? And I just got to tell this. Do y'all know that I spent the night at their house on Friday night? I woke up like ready for the world after I had like my time with God and stuff. So then I text, I'm like, where the iron at? I was watching Living Single, cracking up like living, and then they come, I'm waking up in 15
I
minutes.
was
I'm
so
like,
mad.
You a fool.
so you
I
don't want to
mean,
do the dance. That is crazy. That's
and so he was in the guest room. So there's never a time where the TV in the guest room is going while the TV in our room is going. So I was just like it was just
It was
unexpected
just
noise.
odd.
Even Dolce, who was my dog, y'all, he got up and he has a personality. He was looking like,
he does.
do he
I
know
was
it's
laughing like
Saturday up in
Joanne.
here?
I was, they are crazy. At 6:00 in the morning.
Negro, go to sleep.
That overton is something else.
Yeah, but that was my what y'all mad about. We gonna keep rolling because we are 30 minutes in. We might go a little long today, y'all. Is that okay?
That's all right.
Bow.
That's all right. Bow bow. BZ offers wisdom. My wisdom today is done is better than perfect. Perfection is a myth. It's not real, people.
Can you say that one more time? Done
Done it all.
Done it all. Done is
she said it right.
Done is better than perfect. So sometimes we have in our heads that we need to do a particular task or whatever the case, and we think about even before we do it, I'm gonna do it like this. Oh no, I'm gonna do it like this, or we even may start completing the project, and we're like, oh man, look better like this, and look better like this, and you just never ever get it done. So it's better to be done than to be perfect. And perfection, to be perfect is a myth. It's not a real thing. Nobody, like, if you think about anybody successful, they didn't do it when they felt in their head like, okay, now is the time to go ahead and do it. Like, timing is important. Timing is very important. But what's more important is to just to start, even if that's starting scared, if that's starting with limited knowledge, because you will learn a lot if you just start. You will learn so much. On the job training is like so much more valuable than sitting in front of a computer training, because it's like, bruh, not until you in it. Some things can be taught unless you've actually went through it. So yeah, to be done is better than to be perfect. So that's my BZ offers wisdom. Bow bow.
Deep.
I like that.
Shout out to the bow of the week. That is wow. I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and tell them that in the huddle. I'm ready for tomorrow at 6:00 in the morning.
They're gonna be like,
let's go. Come on down, brother. Come on down. It is 5:53.
I was gonna ask too. Now, when you did this breathing class, was it outdoors?
It was not. I wish that it was.
I
really wish that it was, because I'm a very I want to even with where I'm at, I always have days, and I'll have a little accessories with me, but I always go just stand in the grass with no shoes on, and Zoe saw me and she was just like, Uncle Pooties, can I ask you a question? You don't have a question. You don't have a question. You just want to do it. You just want to do it. But I think being outside it would be good. But it's actually in it was indoors, and it was at a office space kind of thing, and they just didn't have any furniture or anything, but they gave us mats and stuff. Then I'm gonna get the name, because it's actually by one of our friend house.
I was just wondering if it was hot breath in there.
No, I thought you was wondering because you was gonna say we gonna go to the next one. You talking about with somebody? I hate you.
I'm sorry.
Wait. I'm glad that you brought that up, because going back to mindfulness, I had a neighbor that said she was like, I love to drink tea, not because of how it tastes or whatever the case, but it offers you a moment to slow down. You have to slow down, and that kind of reminded me of that breathing, and you have to be in the moment, because y'all ever burnt y'all mouth off with some. I remember I had something like this. It was double insulated, and I was in the car for an hour. In it for an hour, I thought this is the first time I drunk out of here. I never knew. So
Will
I'm like,
kill
let me
you.
just go ahead and take it to the head.
Oh.
What?
You can fry chicken in
I
that.
was I was almost off the cliff. What?
For real.
Boy, I was over there by Thornton, boy, and that query over there. Quarry. What?
And actually, that
God.
makes me think about my teapot that Danae was clowning. I think it was the last episode. It actually says tea is therapy. My tea is therapy, which is so true. And to your neighbor's point, like you can, unless it's iced tea, you can't rush to drink tea. Like, so if I make tea, I'm not rushing to do anything. No matter what it is. So that's so true. I told y'all I'm getting out. We this fall we're gonna have a we can.
I actually drove by a tea store. I meant to tell you about that. It was in Chinatown on Cermak, and it was a tea store. I don't know. I'll show you about where it is.
Or I feel like what I heard. And
I'm not going nowhere this weekend.
I hear you telling me that you're gonna take. I hear you telling me that you're gonna be like, get whatever you want, and let's just hurry up. That's what I hear. Brian, don't you hear that? Say say you hear it. See,
no,
it'd be your own people.
You breaking up. What'd you say? You breaking up?
All right, y'all want to get into the meat?
Let's go.
The episode 36 minutes in, and we just get into the meat.
Y'all talk so much.
It was simmering.
Not me, it's y'all.
All right. Sorry, everybody. Like, I got an example. All right, so in honor of it being back to school time, we're talking about Bud Billikin. We are our students come back to school tomorrow. I know CPS starts in a couple of weeks, but they actually start earlier than they used to start. They used to start after Labor Day, but now they start before. I just wanted to take some time to talk about back to school and kind of what that experience was like
as an educator. How you feeling with the kids coming back?
Well, I am. This is year 14 for me.
You
are
an adult.
I can't believe it. I just, wow. I was in meetings all day today and I was on my phone. And I'm like, I'm a teacher. And I have the attention span. I have the attention span of a fly. So yeah, I just woo. But I guess I'm okay. It is what it is. I ain't nothing I can do about it. We have a half a day tomorrow. So I think it's always really cute to see the freshmen coming in. Like they had orientation last week and they get to walk their schedules, which I think that is like really useful. But it's very different when there are now 3,000 children in the building, as opposed to the 800 of y'all freshmen that's up in here. So that will happen tomorrow. But I want each one of us to kind of go through this. What schools did you guys go to? And think back as far as you can think from kindergarten on.
I'll go
first. Adrian?
I'm gonna go first because it's easy for me because I grew up in the city on 63rd Aberdeen, 6336, 5756 Bishop, like low end kid.
You should get a chain that say 63.
I will not.
Chi-town bread.
You need to hang up
Chi-town dead.
I am from 63rd.
Right.
When people be saying that, I'd be like, but and no shade because it was a time. It was a time. But because I went to school in the city, you go to the same school. So we went to the same school from like preschool to 8th grade. And like I remember it was like a thing because I feel like the first floor outside of like the lunchroom and the gym and stuff. And to answer your question, I went to it was called George Gershwin when I first started. But they changed the name to Granville T. Woods. And then it became Woods Academy. So my school wanted to be Destiny Child so bad because they changed the name. And then it was one of those CPS that closed. So, but I heard.
Oh wow!
And I don't know if this was my grandma that told me this, but because she told me everything. They said they're turning into like a halfway house kind of thing. So they didn't like close it down. I haven't been over there in a minute, but that's where I went. So then I went there from like kindergarten to 8th grade, like the same school. I transferred out very briefly, like probably for like 2 weeks or something ridiculous like that. But I went to Granville T. Woods or George Gershwin or Woods Academy. That's what I went for elementary school, and then for high school I went to Thornwood. And when I tried to go to college, like jumping in, like when Danae was jumping double dutch, I went to. Do y'all remember Westwood College?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was a
in River Oaks.
Yeah, them niggas garnished my check. Like that school was so expensive.
Oh man.
And they just preying on
and
people. That's all it is.
And I thought I was making it happen because I can go to lunch and go in the mall. No, it cost $75,000 to go here. You have a degree, but so I went to Westwood.
Not accredited.
It's not accredited. Wow.
And it's no longer a thing. I think it's a beauty supply now.
Right.
I went there and I went to like South Suburban, Purdue, and wow, anyway, South Suburban, Purdue, and Prairie State. So those are like all the schools that I went to and what I remember.
Didn't you go to the one that's in Palos too?
That's Prairie
Moraine Valley.
I mean, oh yeah, Moraine. I
Valley.
didn't mean Prairie State. I'm sorry, that was wrong. Moraine Valley.
Yeah.
Guess I didn't go. But yeah, it was lying ass. But it was Moraine Valley.
Brian.
Let's see. I went to grammar school. You think people in Chicago only call it grammar school? They don't only want to call it grammar school?
I think that's the Chicago thing. Yeah.
When we moved to South Florida, I was like, middle or what? Like I didn't. You in the same school your whole life.
I went to Lincoln and Dalton, Illinois. And then we moved because our house got broken into. We moved to Madison. Then I was going to Mary Yates. We went there up until 8th grade. Then high school, I went to Rich South, one of the 3 schools in this district. I can't remember the district, but they had Rich South, Rich East, and Rich Central. They closed, from what I understand, they closed Rich East, and then they was busing kids from like different subjects and stuff. That was I was saying, what is going on?
Wow.
How is anybody learning?
Where's Rich East at? I never knew.
It's on the same street as as Rich South.
Okay.
Which was crazy. So yeah. Then after that, I went to Prairie State for a little bit. Then it's funny, on Sunday we you don't have to, but they said come to church in your college gear. I said I'm gonna get a t-shirt that say college on it because I got a couple.
Right.
I got a couple credit hours. I got
a sweatshirt. I got you because I went through a thing where I was buying like all of them. I got like a Howard, FAMU, like I got them all. But I love that.
That's funny. And what about you, Nene?
I was all over the place. So I went to kindergarten through 2nd grade in Texas.
Kindergarten or kindergarten? So Chicago say kindergarten.
It's spelled kindergarten. So kindergarten
in Texas.
Yeah, I went there. It was
I didn't know
elementary.
that.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Yes. My sister was actually born in Texas, so that was around that time.
Didn't know that.
And we came back here to Chicagoland area. We were in University Park. I went to Crete Elementary for a year. And then I went to Hickory, which is somewhere over there. We were still living in University Park at that time. And that school had no walls.
I'm sorry?
There were no walls in the school.
It was open.
It was just an open floor, and you could walk through and just see the classrooms. And there were like these kind of dividers. But it sounded bootleg, but it wasn't bootleg. But it was just a different type of schooling. And then we moved into the Soho, and I went to Greenwood. I went to, so that was up until 3rd grade. And then I went to McKinley for 4th through 8th. And then I went to Thornwood. And for college, I went to University of Wisconsin, University of
Not your.
Child, look.
I still got
University of
the.
Wisconsin, Milwaukee, UWM.
I still got the
Panthers.
Milwaukee.
I was a Panther. And then I went to Quincy and I went to Concordia University, Chicago.
Mm.
Yeah, so all over the place. What are you all's earliest memories of school? Like, can you remember just back in the day? Sorry.
I remember when we were in Dalton and we had to wear uniforms because it was a bad school. And I remember people getting in fights and stuff. And yeah, I do remember seeing that vividly. It was like a 2-on-2. It was crazy. It was
They was tag teaming.
Yeah, it was kind of wild. I was like,
that's why y'all
what are they fighting for?
Right.
Right. Oh.
Yeah.
So you got bad memories of school.
Yeah, I mean, up until I remember the lunch was nasty there. And I was like, I'm leaving y'all.
Did y'all have super donuts?
We didn't know.
That's a Chicago school thing.
Yeah.
So y'all didn't have the graham cracker peanut butter and jelly things with the purple and silver wrapping?
We didn't. We actually did not have school lunch. You had to bring your lunch every day.
Bring? We probably had food. What do you mean bring?
Yeah, of course they had like the free and reduced lunch, but it was just like they would get like a brown bag with a sandwich or something in it. But you had to bring your lunch from home, and we would have fun food days, and that would be where there was a restaurant and we could like pre-order food, and they would bring it to school for us. like a catered lunch one day. No,
you are half a loon. Because let me tell you a little bit about Woods Academy. Because you better have your lunch form in there so you could. So if you gotta pay 35 cents. But see, when you get free lunch, then you got another lunch people because then you can get it was a whole thing.
I was jealous of people that had hot lunch at school. Like my cousins went to like Coolidge, and I was like, "Ooh, they got a lunch menu." Like, I want to be getting my lunch like that, but it just was different.
My niece, she's going to kindergarten now, but when she was in preschool, she was at Calvary, and they had Dory had to order their food every month. And if she didn't do it at the beginning of the month, then they would have to bring a lunch because you got yeah, it was a whole.
I was like, it cuts down on waste.
Yeah.
Adrian, what are your earliest memories of school?
I feel like so much has been going on in my head, and I was just talking about this the other day. The thing with beginning, and I'm thinking elementary school, or grammar school. It was all about the beginning of it was all about the new shoes. I was just telling somebody I've always been since I knew about them. I was always a mechanical pencil kind of guy. But there was a season in my life where my sisters and I, although we didn't go to the same school, we always got we would get the mics, but it would be the week before they came out because our cousin worked at Nike. So let me tell you who bought a pack of pencils. I had to go sharpen my pencils because you're gonna see these. I remember that in grade school, really.
Adrian, sit down. You run sharpen this pencil 10 times.
Right.
Have to. I'm going to
it's a nub, right?
Right. But we only wore uniforms. We wore green and white. And so the only time that we got to wear regular clothes was either if we had a sock hop or if it was on Friday. Because on Friday, see, this is the joys of city school. This is another thing I remember. On Friday, you would wear your regular clothes to gym. So you don't wear your gym uniform. You wear shorts because it's that time of the year. So you wear shorts, but you don't wear your gym uniform. You wear your regular clothes because we're going to go to the sweet shop, which was right off Racing.
During school?
No, after school. We would go to school. You know how Moesha and them went to the den? We had a place that was called the Sweet Shop, and it was a candy store, and it was right on. That was Racine. The next street is Troop, so it was right on the corner of Troop, and so we would go to the Sweet Shop after that, and then if it was nice enough, we would go to Ogden Park. Are y'all familiar with Ogden Park?
I am.
We
familiar.
Chicago, nigga. Like Ogden Park is obviously on Racine, and so they have like the big stairs, and not like Swallow Cliff, but like it's like maybe 4 stairs, but they're super wide, and like we would go there, and then that's when you play like, wow, Catch a Girl, Freak a Girl, and like Call the Police, and like it was just a good time. That's my memories of, because when we were in Grace Elementary School or grammar school. Like it was, you would do that. Like everybody was going to the sweet shop, and between us, we probably had $5, but it was a thing. Going to Fort City, that was the thing. Like that's what
chips for $1.
Yeah, like you just do things like that, and so that's for me in grammar school, and then high school. Real quick, our freshman year, like because we had just moved to South Holland at the year I graduated, so I didn't know anybody. So I went from living in the city and like thought I was going to Cary, and they was like, Mom was like, "No, we got a house in South Holland." I'm like, "Where's that?" So my first year, my mama went to, and y'all know my mama. She went to JCPenney and bought me she came back with like 3 bags of clothes, and so she was like, "Oh," she was so excited, and I was like, "Oh, I just wanted a 1-strap book bag from the Gap." Like that was my thing. She was
the
like
1-strap book bag.
That's if you had a 1-strap book bag,
all our backs is hurting. All our backs
because of the 1-strap book bag.
It's not about comfort.
It's not distributing the weight evenly at all.
It's not about comfort. And
then like right here had a pocket for a flip phone.
Yeah,
you remember that?
Yeah. So my freshman year, my mom she went shopping for me, so I didn't go, and that's when I started shopping for myself. She brought me back like 3 bags of clothes. She was so excited. I opened this stuff and I was just putting that on the bed like, I'm not wearing this. I'm not wearing this. Now, mind you, I'm coming from wearing uniforms. So it wasn't like I was like putting that shit on every day. It was just like we wore uniforms, but you had like fresh Dickies or you had the Timbs or, whatever. She bought me a shirt, y'all. It had a pocket on the back.
Oh, a Gordon Gartrell.
A Gordon Gartrell. And she said,
original.
I had to go ask her. I said, what made you get this? She was like, because then, like, you could put your books back there. Who gonna get it out? And who gonna put it in there? What? And I politely, she was like, so did you like? I said, no, I don't like Arizona jeans. I don't. That's just not what I like. Oh. I said, before I knew it, I said, so can I get the receipt for this stuff? And I went to the mall, came back with a 1-strap book bag. I feel like a pair of ones and like 2 pair of jeans. She was like, that's all you get? I'm like, Ma, I don't want to shop at JCPenney no more.
I think it's harder. It's harder for boys. Cause like y'all gotta kind of be a name brand. Like
and
girls,
I wasn't like a little guy, like ever. I've never been a little guy. So like I always had like grown man stuff. But when she was so excited about that shirt, I said, Ma, I'm not
pocket on the back. Wow.
A pocket on the back. And it was like mesh. I was like, so you want me to get beat up? Because what are you saying?
Come here.
Exactly. Right. And now I'm like,
Brian, what was you finna say, Brian?
I was just I remember vividly, I think it was like my junior or senior year, and I was like, I don't want to go school shopping at TJ Maxx in Burlington no more. Okay. And my mom was like, okay, so where you gonna go? I said, I'm gonna go to the mall. She said, okay, well, here's like I think it was like $150 or something like that. Me and my homie, we go to the mall. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm finna be, you know what I'm saying? So I go to
you're not about to be nothing.
I thought I got one outfit, one academics shirt and pants.
And you got academics, so you have to lose.
So then I was like, wow. Oh yeah, this fresh. I said, but wait, this all of my money. I said, wait, I didn't even get no shoes for real. So then I went back and I was like, you know what? I think I do need to go to TJ Maxx in Burlington. I was like, can I return this? It was like a bush, and then he moved the bush. It said no returns, no money back. I was like, Where this come from? Where the sign come from?
This was not always here.
Right. You just moved it was like this. Yeah, I was blue. I was like, oh, I see why we go to TJ Maxx in Burlington. And then me and my homie went to K&G or something. He was like, hey, look at this raw in it. It was an academic shirt. I could have just went to K&G. I could have got last season's academic shirt.
I was gonna say, it wasn't
for like $15.99.
Exactly. Two of them.
I could have.
If you move them clothes
exactly
through the rack.
And you know, K&G is actually more clean than like some of the TJ Maxx. Some of them be real messy. You can't find nothing. Like, why is this baby toddler shirt over here in men's?
right. That's how for girls. That's how Forever 21 used to be. It's like I hate going in here because I don't want to have to. Kids running around. There's no flow to the store. Very hard to shop there.
Yeah. What about you? What do you remember?
I didn't do mine. So again, I was in Texas, and so I remember literally being the only Black child, like the only
in your class,
in my class, or like in the whole first grade
in the zip code.
There's me. No, actually, it was so for kindergarten. You know how and I don't know if this was just down there, but it was like a half day school.
AM.
So it was like AM or PM kindergarten, AM, PM. I was the only Black child in the AM or the PM. And I actually had in hindsight, I guess it was a good relationship with my teacher because I went to her house. Like she had kids our age and like she let us, and my mom was there, of course. But I guess it was like a modern play date. But we went to her house and like swam in her house.
Oh wow!
But kindergarten, it was just me, exactly. And then I got another in first grade. It was two of us, and her name was Kim Yada. I will never forget her.
Kim Yada.
Oh wow!
And of course, I know. And shout out to my friend Kimmy. Her name is Kim Yada. I got a Kim Yada now.
Love her.
It was like our mamas was like, here, talk. Figure it out. Be friends because y'all are.
You have to.
Yeah. I remember, and this was in Texas too. Like I always wanted to ride my bike to school. And
were you close enough?
My mama. It probably, in hindsight, it probably was like 2 miles, maybe a little more. But I was still a child, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a child riding my bike, and my mom was like driving alongside me. As I was riding my bike to school, like she just like kind of trailed me, and I'm like, no, let me do it on my own. She's like, girl, you don't know where you going. We gonna let you ride your bike, and then I remember getting to school and being like, oh, I get to lock my bike up, and then I got my key after school. I'm gonna use my key to unlock my bike. And my mama right in the parking lot, like, you ready to go? I'm like, no.
And because we both know your mama, how was school supplies for you?
I had them all.
I was gonna say, your mama probably I'm gonna you a chalkboard.
Yeah. Like, you get the list. Do they still do the list, Brian?
Yeah. We just went school shopping on Saturday.
Yeah, so you get the list.
Not yet. Not for like another week. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna be like, all right, now get on out?
I'm like that. I was like that during summer. Okay, ain't nothing changed. Y'all gonna go ahead now. Go on now.
But yeah, so like I remember that. I remember being really sad when it was time to move back here to Chicago and like kind of leave Texas and like the little friendships that I made. What's up?
Can we hang a hat there? That is the biggest heartbreak.
When you have to leave your school.
It was a girl, Ebony Davis. We were in grade school and like going into
You gonna say her whole government over here?
No, she's married and everything now, so it's different. But when she left, when I tell you we went to the car, you would have thought she died. We were like, her mama was just like, y'all talk every day. Y'all know what we live
it's
like.
Very dramatic.
You can't take our friend. We have literally been friends since preschool, and you gonna take her away from us?
Yeah.
You animal. Like that's heartbreak. So I couldn't imagine how
you have no heart.
That's heartbreak.
Yeah.
I did, interestingly enough, I didn't really feel like that when we was leaving Dalton. I think because it was kind of tied to a
That's
traumatic
I was gonna say
experience.
that's because they was
Yeah.
gang banging.
Yeah, they was making
Right.
they sad. That was a
My
lot.
dad,
All right.
my dad went and broke up a fight. I remember after church one day, he went and he said, now
Oh.
what's going? He said, Brian, stay in the car. He said, now what's going on here? Neighborhood going to hell.
Wow. That is
And it
Holy
wasn't even
Ghost
like that.
boldness right there.
When I
Yeah,
say
it
I
was.
only see
It
the
was.
that I know, and it's just like I get what are
Right.
these kids doing? Where's your
these
kids?
kids
Like
over
I
here.
could see it. I could. That
It
is
was
hilarious.
too much
Oh,
going
man.
on, bruh. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
what I would. Okay, you was
Go
talking
ahead.
about school supplies. You know what I remember
Mhm.
vividly? I did have all my school supplies, but then when it came, I don't know what it was about that. What is it called? Like the 3-panel
Trapper
that
keeper.
board? No.
Oh, for the
For
science
special.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like, I would always just wait until the last
You gotta get them at
last
the store and they close
8:59
early.
and Walmart about to close at 9 o'clock. Like, oh, I need it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
know why in my head I just thought my parents didn't have $1.25 to go get it. I'm like, man, I don't want to.
You could have been had that. You could have had that
Like
5
they had,
times by
and
now.
especially with your mom's career being what it was. Like
That's what made it.
Lord.
I'm like, she a teacher,
You're
and
like, I could have
like,
got you the best of the
I
best.
said, I don't want to burden her.
For
Man.
Meanwhile, now you
Let me
getting
go get her
snapped
Chanel.
I'm
on.
about to get a 0. Right.
Right. Now she's teaching you a lesson. Yeah.
If I just would have spoke up.
Man, kids still doing that now. Do you know how many kids
Still.
book bags I done went through? And I'm like, this, you were supposed to turn it. Your mama signed this. This the syllabus. It is January.
Exactly. This a
Why
whole
you
new
never
quarter.
turn this in? But
I'm not even your teacher anymore.
right. Favorite subject? Mine was math. Always been a math girly.
I feel like maybe language arts, and I think what I like. I've always been like a label hole kind of kid because we got new books, and like I always wanted to do my homework because when you in the city, and like it's so funny with how we all were just like in different places, but like when you live in the city, you get like the same book, and so then like you will see people naming. So like sometimes you'll get when you finally get to like 6th grade, 7th grade, you see like, oh, my cousin had this book, or my cousin friend had this book. So like being able to write your name, I was like, I couldn't wait because we had gotten new books. I never forget that. But like stuff like that was big in like city schools because we didn't have it.
That's not just city schools. Like that was everybody was fat. They don't have books no more. But books, that edition would generally be around for at least 5, 6, 7 years. I remember like looking through and I'll be like, ooh, like if I'm in 4th grade and the 8th graders, I'm like, ooh, I like her. I want to get her book. And then you'll like see their name and I'll like go in the yearbook like, ooh, I got her book.
That was a thing.
Ooh, like
that was a thing.
Yeah.
Kids don't even know about books these days.
They don't know.
Dang,
This all they do.
Yeah. And something else I was thinking about too, and I want to see how y'all feel about it. The book fair. That was like, if you went to the book fair with like $20, your parents were like, God, like you had money,
right.
Money. The book fair was always a good time. Very overpriced, but a good time.
Brian, what's your subject?
I could remember like junior high. It was definitely science. I'm like triple beam Beezy. I was like, hey yo, I am.
That
really getting this thing.
I could see that.
Yeah.
What? Boy, I don't even. I could just add from here. That's 7.3 grams right there. Yeah.
What kind of
that's across the room.
Right. Oh, remember them little gram things you had to put on the like when you were weighing something and you had to balance it out, and it was like the little boop, boop, boop.
Oh yeah.
Remember them?
Yeah. Had to be calibrating and everything. Yeah.
Look, you know all the vocab.
Man.
Science is me.
Triple beam Beezy, you know? Yeah.
Any
In high
teacher
school, I don't know.
memories?
Teacher
High
memories.
school, I don't even remember
Oh,
much
I
of
got
it
one.
learning anything. What?
I got one during my senior year. We had this one class. I think it was political science or something like that. And this was like my first class of the day. We wasn't doing nothing in that class. And when I tell you that the teacher was complicit, I'm talking about like for our final, he gave everybody like 75%. It's like, but during the whole time, like during the whole, like people was playing games in there. He was like, any movies y'all want to watch, y'all just bring them to me. We was watching Harlem Nights in there. It was
Players Club.
like unedited, like it was crazy. And we was just sitting there like, how was he not fired yet? I'm just
Right.
confused.
Wow.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was something. And he had a I guess a sister-in-law or something that worked there. And I was like, yeah, I got Mr. V. And she's like, him. Mm. I heard about
That's
him.
funny.
Like, I bet you they
Oh,
had. I wish I was a fly on the wall when they had conversations. Like, because I know she was like tripping on him. Like, you're not a real teacher. How are you letting them get away with all of this stuff? You letting them watch Harlem Nights in there? And she was teaching African American history, so she wasn't playing.
mm.
You know,
Was
In
this high
Harlem
school?
Nights,
this
like
was in
that's
high
a
school.
choice.
This is my senior year. Yeah,
So this is post No Child Left Behind.
yeah. I don't know
He
what
was
he
he
just.
was really violating. He was
Yeah.
violating.
Yeah, I think he just
Violating.
like really wanted to be cool with the
Yeah.
students so much so he was like, yeah, Zach and Miri make a porno. We was watching that. Yeah, it was
Oh
crazy.
no.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy.
He's
And I just last thing, the high
no,
school
it's
that I went
fine.
to in the beginning, like my freshman year and stuff like that. Like, so we was in 8th grade. We would hear so many horrible stories about this high school, bro. Like, they had a knockout list. If you was on this list, somebody would
Yes.
just come up to you and knock you out.
Yes.
No.
I feel like that's
No.
the thing at our school too, man.
Listen. Don't put me on no list. I
It
mean,
was
it probably was, but
I really feel like it was.
our first pep rally of the year. It was like they had all the freshmen, junior, sophomores, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and people was like rushing the like the floor. It was a riot. People was getting in fights and stuff. That was our first pep rally. This is like a month in. It was on the news. It was crazy. It was
Did y'all
very
have
wild.
one pep rally?
We only had one pep rally while we was there. Like,
No, because like
yeah, they
remember we
ruined
would
it.
have it like
yeah, they
1 in
ruined it for the
morning
rest of
and
the
then one
year.
at the latter part of the day. Like it
No.
wouldn't just
This
be
was
like
this was only once. Period.
Yeah, we
you skip class to go to
and
the second
now
pep rally.
in hindsight, it's because the gym capacity was not big enough to hold everybody,
Okay,
and so they would split it into like an AM and a PM.
mm-hmm.
And if you was raw, you would be in both.
You
So-
Y'all had a pep rally every day.
and you gotta
No,
get them. You
no.
have to.
I think he's referencing homecoming, but like if teams will go to state, they would do like a state send off, stuff like that. Yeah. Adrian,
Gotcha.
what's your favorite teacher memory?
So one of my favorite teacher memories. So like I said, we go to the same school the whole time. So when I got to 6th grade, they put me in a gifted program. And so before I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be in here with these motherfuckers. Like it was just altogether different. So in 6th grade, they put me in the gifted program. So I went to class the first day. I was like, and like that summer, my uncle had got killed. So R.I.P. Uncle Dyke. So my uncle had got killed, and so it was like a whole lot for me or whatever. And so I went to this class, and I was like, what? We only learned how to write in cursive last year. Like, and y'all talking about, it was like so much. So I remember my 6th grade teacher who was today, like, she's like that. She was that young, cute teacher, like, had like infinity and like real cute, had short hair. Like, she was like bad. And so she went, our 6th grade teacher, she actually left us in 7th grade. And again, heartbreak. We were like crying our eyes out, everything.
Aww.
But my 6th and 7th grade teacher married my 8th grade teacher. Today, I know that's why she left. but they got so she went to go teach at high school, and so like some of the kids went to that high school for like 7th and 8th grade, and they would not, my mom would not, Munson would not let me go. But so they got married, and I remember we were at her class, and like I've always been a help you clean up kind of person. That's just always who I've been. So we were standing at the school, and we was going through her desk, and we saw like engagement cards, and I was like, so we read them, and we like,
been up in her stuff.
we should
exactly.
we should not have been. We should not have been, but we were, and like, cause we was all in her business, cause we like, and then every time she needed something, she would say, "Can y'all go to Mr. Blah 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 class to get this?" Or can you? But she would only send us there, and so when we read the cards, we was like putting 2 and 2 together. So then she came in the room, we was like, "You got something to tell us?" Like we had read through all her stuff. She was cracking up, but. So
it's just always so funny when kids realize that their teachers are humans outside of like,
yeah, because you can't talk to him.
For real.
Like when do you remember running into your teacher somewhere? Or like Brian with your mom like seeing her students out? Like it's just like, oh my God, you go to Target too? Yes, I do. I'm picking up some deodorant. How you doing? Like, I don't know. Whenever I see kids our age, remember that time we were going to a store to buy libations.
Oh, I thought you were talking about at the last thing one of the last events we went to this summer. Cause remember?
Oh, wait, I don't even check.
Oh, we went to Ashmore? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. You know,
look, so you gonna go get us a drink or not? Because
right, meeting up with your kids in the line at a bar is just never something you
that man is grown today.
They are adults.
For 14 years.
My first class of children are they're 30 now. Like that is 31. 31. So yes. So these is grown women and men that we're talking about here. So, but I have seen kids where I'm like, and they with their kids, or they are just so. Yes, I've had that realization that like, you are, yeah. But I was 22, and there were 18-year-old kids, so we are not that far from each other.
I guess so. Wow, though.
Yeah, you never think about that. And then whatever. Let me see, teacher memories. I feel like I don't have a ton of high school teacher memories for some reason.
Really?
Miss Glacier, Miss G, I had her class, and there were only 4 of us in the class, 4 girls. So I feel like we did not do a lot of work in there. We were like talking about our men problems and stuff like that. And it was like
I miss Miss G was so fun.
Yeah, she was raw, and she would cuss you out.
Oh, for sure. She did not fuck around. She was definitely gonna let you know.
At McKinley, Miss Raysky, she was our PE teacher. I did not like her all the time, but she would, like, again, in hindsight, I'm like, she was looking out for me, and I just was being a little rude teenager or preteen. And then in Texas, I remember I got my first Black teacher. Her name was Miss Johnson, and I used to call her Miss Fashion Plate because she was like you said, she was a young teacher. She would like wear her cute dresses, and she would wear heels every day. And I like a little.
What was that name you call her again?
Miss Fashion Plate.
Miss Fashion
Plate. Like I've always had personality, but like not shown it. But I remember being like, she don't even care about us kids. All she care about is her outfit and getting her hair done. I like told my mama that, and she was like, "Girl, what are you talking about?" I'm like, her name is Fashion Plate.
She thinks she out fancy.
Exactly. Look at her. She thinks she's fancy. But I don't know. Like, but she was my first Black teacher, and like I had
what that felt like.
Well, my Texas experience is like, maybe this is something we'll talk about later, but there just was not a lot of Black. Like, we were the only Black family. Like, I got my Black from church. and that was kind of it. And so seeing her, I remember just being like, oh my God. But I felt like she was, which I kind of can identify with now. Like, and I hate that it's like this, but like she was tougher on the few black kids there were. And so like I did not get a chance to really have a relationship with her because I feel like, she just was like, if anybody gonna mess up, it ain't gonna be y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably wanted her to be more like warm and cuddly.
Mm-hmm.
And I have done that, and I think I still kind of do that with students sometimes, where I like expect more from, like, I remember like when I was younger being a teacher where I was just like, y'all disrespect me and I look like y'all. And y'all will go in these other teachers' classrooms and
Utmost
act like
respect.
perfect little angels and sit there. Meanwhile, got all my life I had to fight. And like
Right.
I don't understand why y'all, and I don't know, maybe that's just like the psychology of a child, like not really, I don't know. I'm like, I'm your auntie. Like treat me like you
Well,
would treat your
Yeah.
auntie. But
I
then
think it's
I
yeah. Go
think
ahead. Go
that
ahead.
would open the door for them to be more casual with me than they would be with other teachers. So I don't know. Maybe that's kind of what I was experiencing with the teacher in Texas. I don't know. I hope she's well wherever she is. What were you gonna say, Brian?
I was just gonna say I think that's a psychology of like a black child specifically because if you just like listen to our music and watch music videos, it's all about, like I could, hurt or harm my own race, no problem. But
Right.
then when it's like
Mm-hmm.
other people, you should show respect, other races, you should show
Mhm.
respect immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't talk to them white folks like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
yeah.
whatever happened to the days of like, I saw a meme where it's like a black child holding another black child accountable. Is, don't you see this lady sitting right here?
Why you cussing in front of this
You
Why
lady?
you
and you
cussing in
better
front
not
of this
cuss in
lady
front of
right
this old
here?
lady on the bus.
Right, like stuff like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. What I see in children is like um the inability to stand out. Like they don't want to be the one that's saying something different.
Mm.
So like they'll
Okay.
let stuff ride around them where that ain't right, but you just
Mm-hmm.
haven't found your voice enough to say,
Mm-hmm.
stop doing that, or like stop treating her like that. And of course, like I always, the GDs love me in class. So I would always have my kids that would be like, you said what about Miss Russell? Like stuff like
Right.
that. But I mean, that was nice to have. That was nice to just, because I've worked in some tough schools. Um, and I never was fearful that anybody would like put their hands on me or anything, even though I did leave a job. My last day, I broke up a fight and a girl hit me in the face.
Oh,
Uh, and my principal was like, isn't this your last day? And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, you'll be fine. And I was like, no, you see
right.
this right here?
I'm finna get my
Uh,
lawyer on the phone. Actually, hello.
exactly. But anywho, I don't know. I just think that's interesting. But that's just some back to school combo. What you got, Brian?
I did notice when we moved from Dalton to Matson, the gap, the educational gap, because when we went to, I remember like my first week, and they were like, "How many syllables does this have?" And I'm like, "What's a syllable?"
Who is syllable?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and why he got so much stuff. Yeah, and I even think about my son. My son, he's in 4th grade. He's going to 5th grade, but
That
they
is
learn algebra.
crazy to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Listen,
5th grade?
yeah,
But you
but
said they do algebra?
in 4th grade, I
Wow.
didn't learn algebra.
Ninth grade.
Right. I was
Well,
low
now
key.
it's
I
like
was low key thinking like I think it might have been high school low key, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
So
it is. I think if I could, parents, you got to push these schools because
yeah,
whatever you sit back and allow, um, I wish that I could say that of course, there are great teachers out there There are people that get into
Everywhere.
teaching just to be off in the summer. There are people that
Yeah, that's true.
like I've always heard teachers say that until you have your own child, like when you have your own child, it changes the way that you teach. It changes the way that you see kids, right? You don't know what kind of experiences people have had and what they, I don't know how they are dealing with your child. So I would encourage people to be involved as much as possible, ask questions, push them, ask for documentation, ask for updates. Don't be a parent that only makes contact or initiates contact when something is wrong. And teachers too, if there are teachers listening, like you don't want to be the teacher that only calls when something is wrong. It's okay to call and give a positive report. It's okay to call and just give an update. We know we are all mandated reporters. So obviously if you see something that's not right, you're supposed to say something. You're not supposed to say something to the family. But you know your kids. You notice when something's off. Like kids they're not always great verbal communicators, but they communicate through their routines and just kind of like I can look at a kid if I have a good relationship with them and kind of tell what's off about them for the day. So and I'm not saying that I'm the only one that can do that. I feel like most teachers can do that. But I also think that it's very important for parents to be involved, show up. Don't I had a streak where I would have parent teacher conferences, and I remember this is a distinct teacher memory of mine. It was Nipsey Hussle's funeral, and I was in parent teacher conferences just watching the funeral the whole time, crying my eyes out, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm so glad my parents don't come to this," because I just like my kids' parents would not come to parent teacher conferences, and I'm like, I would love to have to like talk to them about, whatever. But I think the earlier you start with stuff like that, because I know in high school, like you're probably like, these kids is almost grown, but that's when you need to show up the most for them. That's kind of when it means the most, I think, from an educator's point of view. Obviously, if you have a little baby, you want to be there. It gets weird around the sixth grade, middle school times because you want to give them some independence, but keep your eye on them high schoolers because they be cutting up. Y'all don't know y'all kids.
You do not
Y'all don't know y'all kids. They be
right.
cutting
He is
up.
chief
All
gangbanger.
Right.
Yeah, he is leader of the BDs of the whole school.
Yo, baby.
Boris is leading all of the BDs here.
Right, Boris.
Boris the BD. He get it cracking.
Boys the
But we can close with a just I'm prayerful for a great school year for all of the kiddos that are going back, all of the staff. Pray for a safe school year. No fights, no drama, no craziness.
Okay, let's not be ridiculous. Now you gotta fight. You gotta make a name for yourself. Now, Danae, you know that. You gotta have a fight. Because there's some people out there that attended Thornwood High School that had a fight and that we still talk about to this day. I will not say their name because we just saw them a couple weeks ago. But there were things.
Yeah.
So I ain't saying go fight, but
we want to do better though.
Yeah,
they used to get it cracking in my school. It used to be niggas that was like, it used to be some niggas that said, I don't care. I get down with security. I get down with the police. Oh, yeah. This was their mindset at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, you're angry, sir, and like
you went to sleep, man.
Also thinking about that, like, what are you upset about? Like, I saw somebody, I don't remember who it was, but they said children, her name is Supernova Mama. Now I remember she is, Supernova Mama.
I know from the Getting Grown podcast when they
yeah. So she said that kids, no matter what the age is, when they are acting out, it's because of an unmet need. So it might be an unmet need with a connection with the mother, connection with friends. It could be that they are just having trouble communicating in general. Like She has multiple children with autism, and she, like, her daughter would fight her and like was very aggressive, but this was early on before the diagnosis. And her unmet need was she was frustrated about not being able to speak the words and speak the feelings that she was having, and so she was just like rageful. But pay attention to what's happening with your kids, because they're telling you a story, and you don't want to turn a blind eye and miss that. But hopefully everybody has a great school year.
Yeah.
And y'all are staying them books, y'all. They need to bring Book It back. Remember Book It?
With the
a
Pizza
personal
Hut.
pan pizza.
Personal pan
That's
pizza.
the biggest scam of my life. Reading all these damn books and I get this little bit.
Right. 6,000 books. And you got a corner.
Reading the whole
That's
summer.
the pizza slice right there.
That's
But
funny.
all right, that's all
we
I
could
got.
talk about this forever. But yes, to your point,
we
stay in
could go on
school.
forever.
And I'm
We
praying
really
a
could.
great year for the
Stay in
kids.
school. Reading is
And the
fundamental.
teachers.
And
We're praying
the
for the teachers too. They are needed. Teachers are needed.
Ooh.
because
Mhm.
done is better than perfect.
Done
It
is better than
sure
perfect.
It sure
We'll see
is.
y'all on the next one.
So y'all know
Have a good
life is
week.
hard. Life is hard. Now y'all trying to get rid of before we even do our
Sorry,
closing.
you're right. That's Brian.
My bad.
Dang, we are way over. But I don't feel like it felt very long. But anyway,
No.
life is hard. We know that. We know the trials and all the trickiness is coming. But as long as you're actually decent, you can make it on through. Come on back, listen to us, and leave us some comments, y'all. We want to engage.
Yes.
Yeah.
See y'all later.
Be good to yourself.
See y'all in the next one.